It seems that the CIA discovered the afterlife. You'd think that such an important discovery would become like headline news. Like this is something that a lot of people, like a lot of people, like there's a lot of people who have existential crises, because they fear that there's nothing after death. But apparently, the CIA was already ahead of us, and they discovered the afterlife. So, basically, what did the CIA discover? Okay, what did our government discover about the afterlife? This could be some pretty interesting. This is all declassified in 2016. You know. So, what did the CIA look into? Not only acting, but CIA looked into this some credible evidence. Besides some altered state that seems the potential spy remotely, remote viewing, actual protection, or the gateway process. There are several programs that they did research on. And they did this during the Cold War, obviously, to spy on the Soviets. That's basically what they used this for. But basically, what they discovered was they discovered the spirit world. Yes, the CIA discovered the spirit world. Yeah. I imagine some pretty smart people in the CIA were taking advantages in the game, and some of those looking for the gateway program offered compelling avenues to get a secret to save lives. For instance, you can send in the room some headphones, allow you to access the exit to buy travel to other places to a planet as well. So that means the CIA has proven what a lot of spiritual experts and people have been saying for a long time, that we have a soul. And there was a whole documentary called The Science of the Soul. Well, that documentary is 100% correct, because they basically discovered the science of the afterlife, reincarnation, and stuff. You should watch the whole thing. It is pretty eye opening. It'll get you thinking, hey, there might be something after when you die. That allows consciousness to travel to other places and planet, which shows that consciousness is more than our brains. Consciousness is something more. That's what the CIA discovered. Okay. And how did I know about this? How did I find out about this? Well, there was another YouTube channel that's much bigger called What If Otis. He did a video about the CIA discovered the spirit world. And basically what they used this for, to, guess what? Find out stuff about the Soviet Union. Yes, I'm not kidding here. Okay. Yeah, but these types of assessments were pretty low. All these programs, the success rate was 20%. There's a lot of bad information coming from information going through. CIA probably without the program officially mean they took these reports, investigated, looking into something in it. But I said a lot of people use this technique to get information despite the success rates. Pretty large community of remote viewers as well. Okay. It says, why would you read it all? They don't have a mandate to read the document if they want to, but why cop this? I don't know, but it seems like a misread that claims to people like Bob Monroe. Yeah. Okay. Basically, yeah, Gateway is not Stargate. Yeah, but very few people have reported on it. But basically, every report basically says the same thing. Yeah, it's one of a TikTok race that evaluated ill-fated 90 computer hardware folks. They have gone further back in time in the two trends of functional media. And it's called the Gateway Process. It's a training program designed to focus the brainwave output to alter consciousness to ultimately escape the restrictions of time and space. So the CIA was interested in all sorts of psychic research and paranormal research. At the time, basically what they did, basically they discovered something, the timeline. Okay. Yeah. While Monroe creates a radio blast, excited begins producing that specific sound effects available for human capability. It proves alertness, sleepiness, and expanded states of consciousness as well. He also published a book called Journeys Out of the Body, as credited popularizing the term out of body experience. And this is where they moved to Virginia. Oh, that's why the whole spiritual studies is based off of Virginia. Yeah, there's a whole entire team that's dedicated to studying paranormal phenomenon in Virginia. Now I know where it comes from. You know, the left and right hemispheres become synchronized with more dubs to stay hemi-sync, going to promote a mental well-being or trigger an altered state of consciousness as well. And basically to provide an understanding of human consciousness housed by experiments in altered states of mind as well. They declassification of the gateway process, and they declassified 12 million pages of the records previously unknown to the programs will be eventually known as Project Stargate as well. So basically, the CIA discovered the afterlife. That's basically what they're showing here, because they discovered with this here. Which means if you there are tons of channels that, you know, do this kind of stuff where they get you to do astral projection or out of body experiences as well. You know, it begins with hypnosis. The regular is essentially dense, but the basic goes as follows. The left side of brain screens government stimuli. Meanwhile, the right side does other stuff. Hypnosis works before the right side receives the psyche of the loud enough to get incoming direct unsound to the right hemisphere. Okay, this is probably why something like sleep paralysis exists. Okay, dreams, I think, is what happens similar to hypnosis while we sleep. Okay, the reason why stuff like sleep paralysis happens, I think, is because one side of our brain leaves to go to the spirit world. Okay, which part of our consciousness has to stay in to keep our body alive. Which is why we have dreams, because the side of our consciousness, one side is gathering data from the spirit world. Okay, also is also, you know, at the same time also creating, you know, this wild things and nightmares or dreams, you know, that we think of every night. Okay, but, you know, distracting enough to get unsound entry to the right hemisphere, where it's getting stimulated to certain motion centers of the right brain, which corresponds to points to the body. Directing these signals appropriately according to report, it goes to a concentration. Also, they have found out that meditation is very important as well. When they stimulate the cerebral cortex along with the body, the waves an altered rhythm of heart as well. Okay, this is what they discovered, and biofeedback as well here. Yeah. So the first step of the gateway process classified as training system dedicated to bring enhanced rate focus and coherence and aptitude to brainwave output between left and right hemispheres to alter consciousness. Which means when we die, I think that's what happens, that both sides of our brain uses something as some of a gateway process to get our consciousness out of our head. Okay, and that happens when we die, and that also happens when we get to when they do out of body experience as well. Our brain pushes our consciousness out of our body. That's probably why they always report a surge in brain activity, because basically our brain is saying, "Hey, consciousness, the vessel's time is up, out." Okay, which is triggers the gateway process from hypnosis, TM, and biofeedback with a state of consciousness with the electoral brain, you know, here. But basically what they're saying here is they discovered the spirit world. Yeah. Yeah, also they have a take advantage of frequency following response, an external frequency emulating one, recognize one for the brain to mimic it as well. Yeah, the gateway process experiences series of frequencies moderately available at some level with the left brain reacts to the virtual sleep state, which is what causes, you know, dreams and stuff. I think that's what causes dreams. And the other side, you know, has to keep our body basically here. It only works when the audio is introduced through headphones. So basically this happens with hypnosis, here, or meditation. Basically, yes, if you use hypnosis, you are accessing the spirit world. I think that's what's happening. Puts your body in a sleep-like state. But gateway tapes like meditation lessen the force of frequency at the heartbeat as well. Which is probably why we also go to sleep. Okay, this is probably why we also go to sleep, because it puts our, you know, body kind of like that. It kind of allows it to happen. Yeah, so the gateway process goes like this: induced state of calm, blood pressure lowers, circulatory system, skeleton, organ systems begin to vibrate at 7.5 seconds. The seized resonance is received, resulting blood wave, sound wave matches the electromagnetic field of Earth as well. Back to the drawing board as well. Yeah. So there's a lot of quantum stuff. So yeah, I'm not a quantum physicist, obviously. Yeah. But a lot of quantum physics, they'll basically saying that, hey, this is actually hinting towards afterlife and all this stuff. Spirit world, because they can't comprehend. It's very hard for them to comprehend quantum physics as well. Basically, this is, if you want to read, of course, I'm going to read this so people can read this, obviously. But basically, more material or less as you will. Solid matter in the construction of the term. Explain doesn't exist. Atomic structure is composed of oscillating energy grids by oscillating energy grids at tremendous speeds. The oscillation rates may vary, but the entire universe is one complex system of energy fields, states of matter, and conception of myriad states of energy. So yes, consciousness and everything is a state of energy. Okay, that's what consciousness is, and a lot of people have been saying that for a long time, that consciousness is really just energy. And due to the law of thermodynamics, the law of thermodynamics, energy cannot die. There is no possible way energy cannot die, which is why a lot of people are saying the soul is immortal, because the soul is energy, and energy cannot die. Okay, that's here. With all these moving energies bouncing off energy at rest, 3D pattern called a hologram, as well as a whole rabbit hole to go down here. So basically, the hologram is our experience at decising and record all the various energies bouncing and creating matter. In fact, we buy into the hook, line, and sinker, calling it our life. Basically, you could take it anyway. Life could be a simulation. Life could be a video game. Life could be, But keeping our species a committed to exceptionalism, as far as we know, humans are uniquely capable of achieving this level of consciousness. Simply not, humans not only know that this bestows upon us our duplicate aspects of our own hologram, project them out, and perceive that projection. The wonderful comparison of our own memory of the hologram. Measure the differences we're using 3D geometry, and run it through our binary system to receive your verbal cognition of the self. Up to this point, the discussion of the Great Wave process has been very simple. It's preparing the commander will reveal. Basically, the gateway process is to transcend space and time. Yes. Basically, there is no time in this other dimension. That's when we go out of our bodies. And the further we go from Earth, because if you're, for example, if your soul, for example, if I died right this second, and here, if I don't move on from Earth, it will still move on in Earth time. But the further you go away and the further you go towards the spirit realm, it becomes timeless. There's no such thing as time. Okay, time is really only an earthly thing, so we can age, go through life, go through the motions, and moves without dimension or infinity to infinity. The discovery's boundary rests energy from the dimension of time and has no rate of change. Energy in infinity is the absolute state. It completely at rest because nothing is accelerated or decelerated again. No change that therefore cannot contribute to our hologram or physical experience. So basically, that means Elon Musk has been kind of right. Life is basically just a giant simulation, or I've been saying it, a video game. Okay, the reason why I use the word video game, because the video game is a simulation. Basically, therefore does not contribute to our hologram or physical experience or our vessel or our cell. Basically, back to frequency, the alkalization because a wave between two rigid points of rest. It's like a game of electromagnetic hot potato. Those without limits, there will be no oscillation. When a wave hits one of those points of just rest, it quicks out space-time and joins infinity. And this is just getting more and more crazy. Enters a new world when it goes to below a certain centimeters per second. And the potato slowly goes away. So if you likely experience speaking, the human consciousness wave parameters is at a high enough frequency or quicks out of reach continuously. Put another way, the human consciousness can typically rotate to the power for a few seconds. So for seconds in a state of total rest, it can transcend space-time. Which I think that's what happens when we die. Okay? And our consciousness becomes like this, and it escapes our body. I think that's I basically explaining it to in the quantum physics way, but basically this is what they're also showing in Getty images. In theory, we can achieve this above any time. Entire process will help dialogue separate our consciousness from our body. It's like an incidental way to head from stop from consciousness. I believe we do this every night when we go to sleep. Okay, but I think my theory is half of the consciousness stays in the body to keep the body alive so it doesn't die. The hologram, vessel, cell, whatever you want to call the body. And the other half goes to the spirit world to check on things or meet with other souls or to basically have dreams as well. Okay? And I think usually more spiritual people remember their dreams far more often. Like, I remember my dreams far more often than a normal person. Like, every night I could, of course I eventually forget about my dreams, but I can remember, oh yeah, I had this dream. But I usually forget most of my dreams after a while because most of them are not important to every day. Like, for example, I'm not going to remember a dream about me being trapped in North Korea. Like, yes, I've had it multiple times, but I'm not going to remember every single instance of that dream. I had it multiple times, that's all I can tell you. Things they will simply hold on the best they can. The universe is a whole hologram thing. Hologram is called a twirl, so it takes the shape of a massive massive self-contained spiral like this. The universe conceptually mirrors the patterns of electrons here. Basically, here's the whole thing here. As it enters a black hole, goes through intensely packed energy nucleus, and gets to the other side of a white hole, begin the process again. So that means when you go to a black hole, where does the energy go? Well, apparently it goes to another universe as well. So this is the entire universe hologram, or simulation, or video game, or play. Because a lot of people also call life a play or a movie. But basically, the human consciousness becomes the altered state, obtained information of the past, present, and future, and we all live in the universal hologram simultaneously. Which is why I can remember past lives. Maybe it's to see if the future as well is completely correct or not. Main reasons that all reaching consciousness eventually participates in the all-knowing infinite continuum, long after each part of space-time dimension in the hologram, each one of us put snuffled out, and our consciousness continues in a reassuring way. Here. The technique. Following the outline of key steps of the focus necessary to define the space-time dimension. This is involved in a wave-free process. Best attempted in controlled strings. If you're in a rush, you get to the middle gate tapes instead of days to get there. The gateway progress begins by teaching the subject to isolate any instance concerns using visualization of energy conversion blocks. Reason it humming. The individual is induced to humming in a single tone walks that are chorus and tapes and resonance. It exposed to something close to a measure called the gateway for Mason as well. Merely a physical body deeply inspired to expand by consciousness. The individual is finally exposed to the Hemisync sound frequencies to develop a relationship with the feelings and modes. Physical relaxation techniques as well include the pink and white noise. These put the body in a state of virtual sleep, while calming the left hemisphere and raising the intensity of the right hemisphere. Again, your body isn't fully asleep, but yeah. The individual is then encouraged to visualize, basically, kind of like with hypnosis, okay? I did it several times a couple years ago, and basically that's what happens when you visualize what happens in the hypnosis, and basically you're receiving, stuff from the spirit world into the hypnosis, which means if you interact with another soul in the spirit world, you're actually out interacting with them, which is pretty strange. There are a few reasons for this. The main one being that this balloon will provide protection against conscious entities pursuing lower energy levels here may encounter our body state. The practitioner may constantly achieve significant expanded awareness to begin interacting with dimensions beyond the physical reality. And basically, once focused traumas are weaved, they can employ a series of tools to obtain feedback from alternate dimensions. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Problem solving the identifies the problem further expanded awareness of them and projects them all to the universe. They include personal difficulties as well as practical problems. Consciousness is used to observe the side objectivities in physical, emotional, intellectual sphere. A unique technique that reflectorizes the body's full energy flows in imagery, colors, and vivid manner. Yeah. And this is basically the rest of it. Yeah. Oh, there's also some timeout here. Yeah. But basically, imagining the small intensely pulsating fight as it tosses up. The healer uses Bakurin's energy to heal and revitalize the body. A follow-on technique is energy-bound tool where a dot is a solid vortex through which the individual sends their imagination in terms of illuminating insights. A more organized use of energy-bound with streams in different colors flow from a dot to corresponding boundary systems. Several data trade have occurred at approximately 5% of get to the next level as well. Travel to the past, here. So basically, you have to train yourself for this. Take some work. A lot of people, of course, are pretty lazy and just give up. But time is a huge wheel which speaks to the different access to participants' past, the future. And the last is the most advanced state, like Focus 15, is a movement out of space-time into the future. Only one type of mini is the road out of body movement as well, which you can reach the out of body state. Basically the conclusion. Here's my conclusion. The CIA discovered the spirit world, the soul, the afterlife, and maybe even God themselves. Basically, this whole gateway thing has basically discovered the afterlife, discovered out-of-body experiences and stuff like that. Again, I think there definitely needs to be more scientific research done into this gateway process, almost certainly. Because I think by the end of my lifetime, there'll almost be certainly a proven afterlife and stuff by science. Because of stuff like the gateway, Project Gateway, and stuff. As well. And future generations will be taught how to do all of this spiritual stuff, including learn how to connect with the spirit, to connect to God, and to connect to the afterlife or the spirit world. And that's it about this video here. So what did you think about this? Escaping the confines of time and space. We may be something more than we realize. Goodbye.